If a man stays home and looks after the children for his wife who earns more money, we all respect him. Why?
Oh, totally.
Which is really interesting because now
see?
I do.
See,
you don't.
I have to be honest, and people
Really?
I don't respect it. I feel this weird combination of being really old-fashioned and thinking, and yet being this girl power, like I want to earn money, I want to travel, and have it all. But I want my man. I want him to make at least as much money as I do. I don't want him to stay at home and raise the children. I want my man, whoever he, to be able to take care of me. Should I want to one day stop working and raise my kids for a couple of years, which I probably never will do, but I like to know that he can.
In spite of being financially and career, all of that, independent, you would really not respect your husband staying at home, earning the same, less than you did. I find that in young women today, particularly mid-30s, they have important careers. They're looking for a husband, but they are so uncompromising of who they
No, can I explain?
No, hang on, we're cringing here in the corner.
They are uncompromising.
I mean, I want someone who has ambition or who has talent, who has
ambition.
But it doesn't have to necessarily be ambition. It's not about money. But I want someone
don't you think you have enough ambition for both of you? And this is the difference between men and women.
I want people that want it all as well. I want it all, and I think it only works if you have someone that matches that.
I'm 34, and a lot of my friends are older, maybe 40, women in their 40s, and I see these fantastic, attractive, accomplished career women who are clearly not going to make it to get a baby. And I know that that's, for a lot of them, that's something that they've considered, and it was their uncompromising criteria for a partner that has thwarted their destiny to be a mother. And it frightens me because I feel in a really privileged place, even though I'm single. I've got my 2 babies. So if I meet someone and have a Cinderella ending, I can still have more kids, or I can't, and either way, that's totally fine.
Like, I'm 31, and I'd really love to have a family. That's something that I'd aspire to do. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not just going to go, the clock's ticking, you're a nice bloke, thanks for buying me a drink.
Would you go do it on your own now? Not now, not this year, but I'm saying, if you're 37, and you're 37, would you do it on your own?
I would think about that when I was 37.
See, I think that's the difference
but I wouldn't compromise now and say, like, I absolutely recognise that window is there. But if I get to the end of that window and I haven't met that person and done it properly, then I accept that I might not get to do that, but I'm going to hold out for the dream.
But would you compromise, or would you just hold out for the dream and not achieve it?
Hold out for the dream.
Until we have a society where corporations, the private and public sector, buy into the idea that child rearing is a large part of our society, and that both parents of whatever gender
should be able to do it
should actually build this into our working lives and our sense of who we are. Until that happens, women will always say, I'm trying to choose between this and that. It shouldn't be a choice.
Yeah, but
it should be natural.
But we're our worst enemies. 4 in 5 Australian mothers feel there's a silent battle between working mums and stay-at-home mums. But 82% of women want to focus more on their families.
I just think because they love them. I mean, who around this table wouldn't say family and friends are more important than work, even though we're all career people?
The conflict comes in the conflict of what should they prioritise. Do they feel guilty when they're at home that they're not at work, and they feel guilty when they're working not at home? So if it's clear that you're like, no, family comes first, then there's some freedom and relief in that. Whereas a lot of people feel torn almost equally by their sense of obligation.
I went back to work 2 weeks after my second daughter was born. I joke sometimes that I want a wife.
Yeah, we all joke about that.
I really want to have someone who launders, cooks, does the grocery shopping, picks up the kids from school. The stay-at-home dad still gets, still has us as wives. Do you know what I mean? Like, we are not being completely supported by a stay-at-home dad. My last partner was
That's
a
really
stay-at-home
true.
dad,
I have to
and
say,
he doesn't
to be
assume
honest.
the role of the woman. He
No,
doesn't do the laundry or the
no.
grocery shopping or all the
They do
intuitive
some,
stuff.
but they don't do the intuitive stuff.
The intuitive
They
stuff.
don't. That's absolutely right. And I
That's
adore my
interesting.
partner, and he's fabulous. But he was home for 5 years with the kids, and he's an ex-lawyer. I mean, he's someone with ambition and talent. He's also went to NIDA. He's a playwright. So he's got all that stuff happening. But the 5 years he was at home, well, maybe I'm just saying what women are fascists. But he never did anything properly. And he never maintained the social networks in the way I do it. Now, if I was at home with the kids, gee, it'd be shiny.